What's up, Addicts? I'm Michael.
And I'm Josh.
And we're doing Goblin Slayer today.
Episode 3.
Tres.
Yes. We're going to have that bit in there again. So, I guess a little bit of a recap. We get to see the group of, I guess, adventurers that
like
went in the last episode.
Ambassadors of their different races.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to describe it. And they're meeting with Goblin Slayer because they have a particular quest for him, which is, of course, the only thing that he would accept is slaying goblins. And so we get to see them meet up and then getting to the destination that they're going to be to take out normally huge nest of goblins that they don't know exactly how many, but apparently there's hundreds.
Yeah,
maybe.
We don't know.
And then I guess that's basically it. We get introduced to a few more characters beside that are like inside the guild, like the witch lady. That I guess that's just we don't have to worry about actual names because that's probably what she's called.
That's probably her name.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess other than that, we'll just get into what we like.
Yeah. So this one is more of like a character building episode than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
You have High Elf, you have Dwarf Man, and you have Lizard Man, and those are the three ambassadors. They give like a plot like, well, there's demons rising in the east or whatever, and we have to defeat the demon king. So all the leaders of the race and Goblin Slayer's like, nah. Are there goblins for me to slay? Okay.
He's about to walk out, and then they're like, wait, we were here to ask you to slay goblins. Like, why didn't you get to that in the first place? Now you're talking.
Exactly. One of my favorite moments, I won't steal the food-related ones just for Josh, but there is one moment where, Priestess, Goblin Slayer's like, you don't have to go, I'll go by myself. And she's like, that wasn't even a discussion. He's like, oh, I thought it was a discussion. And she's like, that's not what a discussion is if you don't let people decide what they want to do. He's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Doesn't get around very much to talk to people.
Yeah, no. It's not even social awkwardness. It's just
he doesn't care.
Uh-huh.
I think he's more sociable with a goblin. And by sociable, I mean he stabs them a lot.
Yeah, but so those moments with Priestess, and then she's basically in this episode given a choice, choose to be with Goblin Slayer forever or choose to be with other adventurers.
Yeah, and I think she chose wisely because he's silver. But for me, I think one of the ones smaller moments there is kind of in that same scene is when you get introduced to these other characters when they're first talking to the guild lady. That's pretty good, an interaction between the dwarf and the long ears elf. But then there's a really great scene that's, I guess, probably most of the episode is where they're out on the road and they're at a campsite and they're having they're splitting drinks and cheese, and the lizard guy has a great reaction to the nectar of the gods, as he so puts it, which I love a lot. I think this episode, I don't know about you, Michael, so I don't want to put words in your mouth, but for me, I kind of found myself enjoying this episode the most so far, and I don't know why that was, because there wasn't any action, or I guess very little towards the end, but I don't know, for some reason I just thought it was a little bit more enjoyable seeing everybody come together the interactions.
I think it's because in the first episode we saw very little of Goblin Slayer, and even in the second episode there's time shifts going back and forth. Mm-hmm. You really didn't get to know too much of his character or the other characters, but in this one I think it was a slower episode, but you got to know I don't know. I feel getting to know the dynamic of their team is gonna be interesting moving forward.
And plus, you were saying, you get a little bit more of a peek of his personality and kind of. We already know where he stands basically, but I guess you kind of figure out how willing he is to talk about that kind of stuff, or how willing he is to let people get close to him. So it was really interesting to see. Also, I do like it too because it looks like the next episode, unless they do some next episode is going to be a side plot type thing and take a break, but it looks like next episode is going to be pretty action heavy, and I'm really looking forward to that episode because not only
we don't know any of their powers really.
Nah, well, we kind of guessed that the one lady's just archery. Wow, that is terrible. So anyway,
yeah, we get to see her archery, but we don't know if she has magic. And we don't know what the dwarf guy is, because he doesn't have a weapon that we saw, really.
Yeah, which is really interesting because most of the time dwarves actually have, big war hammers or double swords. So I'm curious to see what his weapon is. Nobody else that I can think of, not even the lizard guy, I don't think we saw what his weapon was. So that'll be cool going forward.
And we have a scroll subplot. What is that scroll for? What does it do?
It's gonna get him out of the jam, that's for sure.
Probably. I do love. They explained what like scrolls were in this world, and they're like, yeah, they're just like ancient magic that we don't know how to use anymore. Also, anyone can cast them. Also, it's just usually random spells.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know what you have if you can't read the scroll.
It kind of reminded me of how like scrolls work in Ninja Gaiden, the game, where he's just like, oh yeah, you just activate this and it's like it's gone after you use it once. Which I'm pretty sure that's I'm curious to see. I kind of think that this next battle or this next nest that he's gonna take out is gonna take 2 episodes. Just from how like how they're describing it being really big, but I don't know, because he makes fast work of goblins, so they could easily get done in a full episode, but I'll be curious to see if that lasts more than one.
The other thing interesting to see is he talks about like goblin lords and goblin kings or whatever.
Yeah, and they're like the same strength as like platinum adventurers.
Which is like gold and then platinum, so a lot stronger than them.
It's like the strongest, I believe if that's how their rating works, that's like the strongest they can be.
We'll see if we see any of those.
I kind of wonder. Now, this is kind of spitballing because, I don't know anything about the book or anything, but I kind of wonder if, even though Goblin Slayer is like a silver rank adventurer, I kind of feel like against goblins, he's like a platinum hero, Like he could take out probably those because, as we learned from the last episode, he's got imagination.
Imagination. No, yeah, I think he's got the strategies, and the mics isn't turned on, I don't think, my dude.
It's really not. So we'll see how good the quality is. That's really weird. Yeah, we got the freaking mic right here. You can't even see it when I'm putting it, but yeah, we'll see how good this quality is. Sorry about that.
Record this video again, but anyway. This is such a train wreck. I love it. We have lighting in this one. Look at the light.
You can see us. Hopefully you can hear us. I don't know. It's one or the other at this point. We can't keep it on track anymore. But I don't know. Any last things? Yeah, any last things you want to say?
Yeah, so I really liked these. I don't know, the set. I think this is like one of the best setup episodes you could have, because you have not only like set up for what's going to happen in the future, but also like a new adventuring team building. And the names they have for him is great. We'll have to see if he lives up to their expectations. I think he will. And Priestess, we'll see how she performs now that she's committed to goblin slaying. Yeah,
I think, that's kind of the same thing I'm thinking. I'm really hoping that we get to see more of these characters, because so far I like them, and I'm interested to see what kind of dynamic they're going to play forward and like how big of a role they will. But I guess that's it for this episode. Hopefully you heard us the entire time.
If not, we'll
redo it. So anyway, guys, if you want to check out any other stuff, links will be in the description, or you can check out our YouTube library. But until next week, we'll see you later.
Podcast.
Peace.
Bye.